Hi everyone, today's topic is about planning for the future. And if you're someone who likes structure but also wants to sound natural and thoughtful in English, this one's for you. So here's the question. Do you like to make plans for the future? Let's begin. First line, let's do it slowly at first. Absolutely, I wouldn't say I map out every little detail. One more time. Absolutely, I wouldn't say I map out every little detail. So first we have absolutely. It's a natural way to say yes, just like definitely or without a doubt. But if you want your tone to be stronger and more confident, absolutely is a great option. And then we hear, I wouldn't say I map out every little detail. To map something out means to plan it very carefully, just like drawing a map before a journey. And when you say every little detail, you're emphasizing that level of precision. If you want to sound more native, some alternatives are I don't plan things down to the minute. Right. Again, I don't plan things down to the minute. Okay, so here you're basically saying that you don't schedule every single step, you don't organize your day in a rigid minute by minute way, or even you can say that I'm not the kind of person who micromanages every step. One more time. I'm not the kind of person who micromanages every step. Let's break this down. To micromanage means to control or to oversee every tiny thing, often in a way that is unnecessary or even stressful. It's like being overly involved in every step of a process, like checking, adjusting, double checking, to a point where it can become draining. And then we have, but I do enjoy having a sense of direction. One more time. Absolutely. I wouldn't say I map out every little detail, but I do enjoy having a sense of direction. This is such a nice expression. A sense of direction here isn't just mean north or south. It also means that knowing where your life is heading. Right. Some other ways to say this are I like knowing what I'm working towards. What I'm working toward. Great. One more time. I like knowing what I'm working towards. Or even, I prefer having a bigger picture in mind. One more time. I prefer having a bigger picture in mind. Wow, take a look at this. When you say a bigger picture, you're talking about the general goal or the general direction, not just little steps, right? It's just like when you see things from a wider perspective, not getting lost in little steps, but knowing what the end result looks like. Right, let's do it one more time from the top. Absolutely. I wouldn't say I map out every little detail, but I do enjoy having a sense of direction. Next sentence. Do it slowly at first. You can pause the video if you want to. There's something reassuring about knowing where I'm headed. One more time. There's something reassuring about knowing where I'm headed. Right, this is such a lovely expression. Reassuring means it gives you comfort and peace of mind. Right, you can also say that it feels better when I'm not just drifting. I'm not just drifting. One more time. It feels better when I'm not just drifting. So take a look at this word drifting. To drift means to move slowly without direction, just like a boat floating on water. not really controlled by anything. So when you say I'm drifting, you basically mean that I'm going through life without a purpose, without a plan, without direction, kind of passively, right? Another reason you can give to this is that it keeps me grounded, right? Or it helps me feel more in control. Okay, again, it keeps me grounded and it helps me feel more in control. Great, let's do it one more time. There's something reassuring about knowing where I'm headed. Great job. The next part is even if things shift along the way. One more time. Even if things shift along the way. Right? So I love this one. To shift means to change, not certainly, but gradually. Okay, so here the speaker is saying, yes, I like to have a plan, but I'm also flexible. Another way to say this is, if life throws me off course. Okay, one more time. There's something reassuring about knowing where I'm headed, even life throws me off course, or even if life throws me off course. Okay, so when you say life throws me off course, we're using a metaphor, right? So imagine you're sailing toward a goal, toward a direction, and certainly something unexpected pushes you sideways. So to throw someone off course means to interrupt their plan, to change their direction, often in a way that they didn't expect. Right, let's do it one more time. There's something reassuring about knowing where I'm headed, even if things shift along the way, even if life throws me off course. Great. Next one we have, over time I've realized that planning keeps me focused. Again, over time I've realized that planning keeps me focused. Right. Over time means gradually, not all at once. This shows reflection. And then it keeps me focused. Planning keeps me focused. Just like when you're saying it helps me concentrate, it helps me stay on track. Right. Another beautiful phrase to say is it helps me channel my energy. Okay, again, it helps me channel my energy. Think of it this way. Your energy is like water. If you don't channel it, if you don't direct it, it's going to spread everywhere. Right. But if you channel it, if you direct it, if you guide it into a river, it's going to become powerful and focused. Right. Another nice way to say this is it stops me from feeling scattered. Right. Again, it stops me from feeling scattered. Right. Let's imagine that your thoughts are like papers on the desk. If they are all scattered all over the place, in all directions, it's hard to find what you need. Right. But if they are organized, they are stacked and sorted, you're gonna be calmer and more focused, right? Let's say it one more time. Over time, I've realized that planning keeps me focused. And then the next part of the sentence. Over time, I've realized that planning keeps me focused, but I also try to leave room for spontaneity. One more time. But I also try to leave room for spontaneity. Okay, try to leave room for means try to make space for, and spontaneity means doing things freely without overly thinking or overly planning. Just like think of life like a dance. If everything is choreographed too tightly, there's no space left to improvise, right? So living space means you can still enjoy little unexpected moments, right? Let's do it again. But I also try to leave room for spontaneity. You could also say that, but I also like to go with the flow sometimes. I like to go with the flow sometimes. So, over time, I realized that planning keeps me focused, it helps me concentrate, but I also try to leave room for spontaneity or but I also like to go with the flow sometimes, which is a very common and relaxed idiom in English. It means that you enjoy being spontaneous and letting things unfold and happen on their own. Next part. Because let's face it, life rarely goes as planned. One more time. Because let's face it, life rarely goes as planned. Like, this is kind of a classic native phrase. Let's face it. It's like saying that, come on, we all know this is true. And life rarely goes as planned. This is such a reflective ending. It shows that you're realistic. Another way to say this is life always finds a way to surprise us. Right, one more time. Life always finds a way to surprise us. Okay, so because let's face it, life rarely goes as planned, or life always finds a way to surprise us. Okay, so let's do it one more time, a little bit faster from the top. Absolutely. I wouldn't say I map out every little detail, but I do enjoy having a sense of direction. There's something reassuring about knowing where I'm headed, even if things shift along the way. Over time, I've realized that planning keeps me focused, but I also try to leave room for spontaneity because let's face it, life rarely goes as planned. So that's how I would approach this part one question with a mix of structure and spontaneity. And if this helps you find more ways, new ways to express your thoughts, try using some of these phrases in your own answers. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more speaking ideas coming soon. Bye!